Shamps and Giggles. History, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective. Shamps and Giggles back for 2024. Oh my Lord.
Teach the youth them. Teach the youth them. Them shoes that you need to get to know.
Them shoes.
That's what they'd be saying, isn't it? Who don't know?
Listen, those shoes, isn't it, Kate? You missed those shoes.
Let me just say, by the way, as we're back after the break, we're talking about Trump, we're talking about Twitter. Obviously, Twitter, Elon Musk. Obviously, it's a topic of conversation because they're in the White House. Now, Mark, you just brought up about Ukraine neo-Nazism and all the rest of it. Well, we had a conversation. Elon's not, well, some say he's racist. They've said the same thing about Trump. Now, if democracy is the most voted or the most, democracy is, of course, is suggestion by the people, and power by the people. So if more people vote for a certain cause, that puts them in power. That could be problematic. Shamps and Giggles is the website, by the shamsandgiggles.co.uk. What do you make of that, Keith?
Well,
I mean, democracy cannot say, sorry, minorities don't necessarily win in a democracy.
Yeah, no, that's very true. But the I don't know, maybe most people in America, because we're talking about their elections, maybe they realize what Donald Trump is about 4 years, well, not 4 years ago, but when he was in power. And they just thought, you know what, better the devil you know than you don't know, because Kamala Harris would have been brand new to the presidential arena, and they don't know her makeup. But with Donald Trump, they know that he's a successful businessman. He's got some influential
He's not successful.
He's successful in his own right.
And he lost it.
Yeah, but he's not lost nothing. He's not lost nothing. He's got money. He's got ventures all over the place.
He's got people that have backed him, got him back on his feet because his dad knew, and obviously made connections throughout. But how can you squander 400 million?
Well, well, either that or inflating his what he's worth.
They proved that he inflated his worth as well.
But for me, I was shocked, and maybe I shouldn't have been, but I was shocked at the amount of West Indian black people that voted for him. The young people from universities voted for him. Hispanic people voted for him, and that's what swayed it. Kamala Harris thought that they will vote for her.
Well, the thing about it, are those young people using that thing called X?
Probably.
Influential. Corner houses in the building, Jim. So we got D and G, and we got Corner House, Joe. So whenever they're both here, big up. But yeah, so the X for young people. I remember when Obama won, they used text messaging, and they were using social media then. So they realized the power of social media back then. But to actually have the owner of the platform wholly in your camp, I think that takes it to a whole nother level. And I think young people, we know from experience, are easily influenced. Because it's not until our older years that we realize that in this country, hang on a minute, we've been thinking the wrong thing. We have to readjust our thoughts because we've been influenced by the country politics. Somebody was on the platform talking about in Grenada or one of them, they when the British took over, they went and they cleared out the libraries. So then you're going to the library back home, you're not even finding black books in a black country. The media, the television, all that, you're not seeing black films, you're seeing American films and elsewhere in a black country. And you're like, the mind wash is so powerful. Of course, that certain people got control of that. There's one of the two, Cass and Mark. Let's see who we hear.
Yeah, I wanted to pick up on the point about social media. I'm here, man. I'm here. I wanted to pick up on the point about social media, not to beat my own drum, but I called this in July. I said, Harris can't beat Trump. right? And the thing that I understood quite quickly is people had an idea about who Kamala Harris was.
Mm.
And when she first went into office, she described herself as the first Indian American. All right.
Mm.
Months later, come the election, now she's suddenly black. When
Well,
Trump,
that's what Trump said.
yeah, this is what Trump
Brought that
said.
up.
But
So you see, it depends what people are listening to, the
yeah,
views that they're gonna have.
but what Trump understood is what I understood, which is this became a marketing ploy. They were using um, this identity, this part of her identity, to get votes. When she did the rally in Atlanta, right? And this is
Mm.
one of the things that mash up her campaign. There was a few things that mash up her campaign, right? But
Mm.
that was one of the things that mash up her campaign. You can't now turn up at Atlanta. You've been running as an Indian American all this time, right? And that was, the USP. Now you're going to be black. You're going to go there. You're going to start talking in this different accent, and you're going to have Megan Thee Stallion come on stage and be twerking,
Yeah.
right?
Talk about your sisters and all them kind of, but you don't speak like that.
You don't talk like that.
You don't
Yeah,
speak
but that's
like that. And this is what put off a lot of people, right?
yeah. Well,
Because
they did a good campaign on fighting and identifying her flaws. But that's what's that? That's a black flaw, isn't it? In that.
No, but that's the point, though. But that's the point, right? I think what lost it for her and what part of what won it for Trump is, like you're saying, everybody knows who Trump is, and whether you like him, whether he's an idiot, whatever the case may be, he stays one way. He's authentic in who he is, whether you like him or not, and whether he chats rubbish or not. He's authentic in who he is. He doesn't try to switch it up and be something for that crowd, and then something for that crowd, and then something.
Well,
And this is where she made the mistake. She made the mistake of trying to be everybody's Kamala.
Yeah,
You're
but
not.
interesting
Just
you
be who
say
you
that.
are. And then
Interesting
she
you
also
say
made
that.
the mistake to think that black people are so shallow that all they're interested in is Beyonce and Stallion,
and
where
Stallion,
she is
yeah.
shaking her butt.
She had multiple different forms, but interesting you say that. She's mixed race. A lot of mixed race or mixed people will use their like white side when they're with white crowd, black side when they're with black crowd.
Yeah,
They do it because they can.
This is true, but you
And
can't.
they've used that
You
against
couldn't.
her.
Yeah, but she couldn't do it for this election because you're up against. The key thing, one of the other things that lost her this election, remember, she's in government, right? When she went on The View, which is a platform that support her, Whoopi Goldberg's on there and a loop of people, and they're all basically supporting Democrat, right? She was asked the question, is there anything in the Biden administration that you would have done differently, being the VP? And you turn around and you say no, right?
Well,
These are people who
but
are.
isn't she walking a tight line again because she's still the VP? She's not president.
No, she's
So
still
she's still the
VP.
VP. So she'll
Yeah.
be talking down the guy that's actual president, and she's in his camp. So again, walking a tight line. What do I
Yeah, but-
honestly say?
but
She's right in the middle there, isn't it?
Yeah, but she's got to be different because what the people are demanding is change. Now, Obama already sung that song. He did the Al Green, change, right? Change gonna come. He did all of that. So now your message has to be different. People don't have that much of a short memory. Some people do.
But I think hers was
think
get away from Trump, wasn't it?
Huh?
Hers was more get away from Trump.
That's what I'm saying. So this
So-
became an ad hominem. This is one of the things that commentators were saying early on. He's going to do that and it's going to lose in the election. So he stopped. And the other thing to notice, we're talking about social media and Twitter. All right. Notice that what Trump did after that debate, he went to Joe Rogan. He went to social media. All of those people who were undecided, those young people, all the people, the different communities that we're talking about, all these different colors are on social media. Yeah.
That's right.
The commentators now notice that you got Van Jones who came out and said it. We woke up in a body bag. Them man had already won the election. Why? Because they was using social media. They weren't going.
Well, they all were, but remember, Trump had an advantage. He's working with the owner of one of the platforms, which is willing also to put £1 million per registered voter to support Trump. I mean, obviously, that just pushed him way over the edge. I mean, how are you going to come back from that? It would be
No.
you'd have to get a Mark Zuckerberg to push the narrative on Facebook or whatever with
Well,
all
they
the
could
ad
have.
campaign.
They could have.
Remember, on social media, it's targeted. You can, because you got all people's data, you can target that group in a specific way.
Yes, but and you just made a valid point there, Joe, because you're saying, all right, he used Twitter, he used Elon. They're already controlling Facebook and Instagram. They're already controlling Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, it was
Who is?
the government. It was them that told Zuckerberg about the censorship on Facebook. They made him censor certain things on Facebook in regards to COVID and other things. So if they were smart, they would have used those platforms. And even though Trump might be in bed with Musk, it doesn't mean that they wouldn't have been able to go on Twitter and utilize it in the same way. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't have been able to go on Joe Rogan
Or even Jeff
and sit
Bezos.
down with Joe Rogan for 3 hours and promote what they're doing. They're not smart enough.
They run a rubbish
They're all
campaign.
smart. They're all very smart. They're all very, very smart people. It's just that there's one little thing that's going to give you the edge. Even what's it, Jeff Bezos? If he jumped in the race, I mean, there's so many variables. Which, if you lose, they all go against you. If you win, they all go for you.
Let me. I'm going to say this.
Is what it is. Let DG get a little edge in there. D. Come in, talk the things.
Yeah, no, just one thing I wanted to say. Well, a couple of things. In regards to Trump, as Cassandra said, whether you like him or not, people know what they're getting with Trump. Do you understand? He's a businessman and he says what he's going to do. Yeah. Also, he went to the podcast community and he spoke to the podcast community. There's millions in the podcast community. Yeah. And he did something for them. Yeah. And also, everybody from the last time remember that they had money in their pocket when Trump was last president. And that's what they were talking about. They haven't, since the Democrat, they haven't had money in their pockets. They can't spend money. They're financially challenged. So they want more money in their pockets, and that's it.
With Trump, the poor became poorer and the rich became richer. That's part and parcel of
that's what they're saying. Because when I was listening to the campaign, especially speaking to the people that are the truck drivers that carry all the food, and they're like the foundation of the industry, because without them, you wouldn't be able to get food to the supermarkets and all that stuff. They were saying that Trump needs to be in because he's the one that holds up the economy. They were saying when he was president, they had money in their pockets. People are going to shops now and they can't buy what they need to buy because they don't have enough money. And it's
things are expensive. There's a lot more going on in the world. Big up Yoland. Lisha, you got your hand up. Coming tight. What do you think about that, Keith, as well, by the way?
And one more thing though, Joe, before I leave. Remember Carmilla, she put a lot of black men in prison, and she thought black people forgot about that and messed up a lot of black lives. Do you understand? Just because she could.
They were in court for a reason. They were in court for a reason. I mean, come on.
Criminals. Miss Lisha, come in for the last talk on this one. Go on, Miss Lisha.
Yeah, sorry about that. Do you know what? Yeah, I was going to jump on that, actually. Joseph, you're right. Like, nobody's going to jail unless you did something wrong. Like, come on now. And I'm sure she put in other people from other ethnicities in jail as well. But by the by, the thing is that with Trump had some good advice behind him. And the Democrat Party, they lied. They lied about Biden's mental well-being, his health. Okay, he was senile, like for ages. We all saw it, and they claimed that he was absolutely fine. They lied, absolutely lied, and they were willing to put this man through and claim that he was okay. He was well enough to run a country, and he wasn't. That was dangerous. Thirdly, Trump aligned himself with some people who are very wealthy, very connected, very knowledgeable economically. He went on a lot of podcasts. One of the podcasts that I really enjoy watching is the Dave Ramsey Show, The Ramsey Show. Beans and Rice and Beans, love his show. Yeah, he's a guy similar to him where he grew millions. He basically grew multi-million-pound empire, and he lost it through bankruptcy. He lost everything. Then he built it back up again, and that's what the Americans do. They build and they probably go bankrupt, but they still build and they keep on pushing. And he's just, I think people look at Trump as probably the American dream financially, economically. They put it aside, all the race stuff, and they go, what money can you make me? I need to make some money.
It is all about the money.
So one more thing, Kamala Harris, she owes $20 million from her campaign. So she raised $1 billion, and they're saying that she owes $20 million. And she's disappeared. Where is she? Once again, she wasn't there during the for much of her stay as a VP, but all of a sudden she comes out for 100 days, runs for election, and now she's disappeared. Where is she?
Oh, she's just
in the background. She's doing her own things. She's still sorting the bills out. So if she made $1 billion, I'm sure it will get paid. It's just some people are more keen to get their money than others. In the UK, you got a whole month to pay an invoice, you know. So she's just licking her wounds, as D&G would
She's
say.
on the hustle.
Yeah, she's on the hustle. Yeah, she's got the money. She'll pay the bill. It's just that some people are too keen for their money. You know what I mean? Ease up on the lady. She just got a whipping. So come on now. You know. So I didn't want to bring this issue up. I really didn't.
Well, it was up. It's out the box. It's obviously something on people's mind need to be spoken about. You know, there's so much more that can be said. Don Jr., Trump's son, is now working for a hedge fund or something. So when the markets move, he's going to get inside information from his dad.
Yeah, I know, and he's just appointed one of the Kennedy families, Robert Kennedy, into the fold. So he's just in, and Fox News reporter, an ex-army man. He's got a defense job. I thought,
no qualifications needed. So you know, we'll continue to watch this space. We've got 4 more years of it. So sit back, get the popcorn out. Yeah. It starts in January when he's the inauguration. So that'll be another fast. So we'll wait and see what happens. There you go. See how many people actually show up and all the rest of it. But so that's amazing. What else have we got to talk about? Well, you know, there's a couple of you got congrats or condolences or
I've got a couple of condolences. The first one that I wanted to put out there was the one that's in the UK at the moment, with the sad shooting of 3 young teenagers. You know, it happened on Sunday just gone, in Sydenham, you know, and one of the parents of the young man that died, the other 2 are still seriously injured at home, in hospital. But the person that died is 30-year-old. His name was Curtis Green. And he was an entrepreneur. He had his own clothing line, you know. And
wrong place, wrong time.
Well, nobody knows yet. They're just saying gunshots shot out and 3 men, and it may be Curtis and 2 of his other friends that got shot. So I don't know. They're not saying what it's related to, if it's gang related or if it's jealousy, because he had a young man owning his own clothing line. You know, you just don't know. And he was supposed
to South London party.
Yeah, that's right. It's from a party in early hours in the morning. You know, and he's a father to be. The baby has not been born yet. You know.
Wow.
So
they call it the murder mile. Sydenham.
Yeah, Sydenham.
In the world.
Yeah. So just condolences goes out to the family and the injured party as well. Hopefully they pull through.
I mean, somebody got away.
Well, yeah, for now. So they're just hoping that people will come forward, but I don't know. The West Indian community in coming forward, they like to sit in the background in the shadows.
Well, truth be told, though, in some cases, it's genuine fear to come forward.
I understand that, but you know what I mean. You can't be fearful all your life. You know what I mean. You just you transcend that down the line. All your kids and your grandkids, they'll all be the same. You know, they'll have the same mentality. And I just think that there's anonymous tips you can give, and you don't have to give your name as long as they go down and they arrest someone and look into it. You know what I mean? And you can go behind screens if you want to give your statement. You don't have to be seen. So all of that. So I just hope that, that they do find the perpetrators. I really do. Anyone that gets shot, stabbed to death, find them, man. Put them in prison.
No, remember, if you got it on camera, hang them raw. I'm not saying that. Sorry,
Yeah.
Colour Queen, your hand is up.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement with DJ Smiley, because you see, unfortunately, we've become a community or a nation of moaners and not complainers. And until it actually happens to you personally, until it's actually your child that's stabbed or shot, everybody's saying it's not my problem. Whether it's a drug issue, whether it's a gang related situation, as long as it's not my son. And what I have noticed, because I used to do a lot of prison visits, what I've noticed is that because I'm a mums in particular, we're quite hypocritical. We are quite, I wouldn't say I'm using the word okay for a better word at this time of the night under the Prosecco jokes, or pardon the pun. But we would rather visit our child in prison knowing full well that they've killed somebody else's child. But when your child has killed somebody, not only I'm the victim, I'm also a victim, so is the other parent. And as long as we're okay, it's not my child that's in the grave. So we do need to start standing up, because I'm not going to lie to you. If my children committed a crime, I would shop them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I would shop them. If my
Yeah.
son's got guns in my house or anything like that, understand me good, I will shop him. Because to my mind, I'm not one of those parents that's going to have my son selling drugs outside of my house, and I'm going to be good with that. I'm not going to be good with that. So, and not unless it actually happens to you and somebody has killed your child, we put our hand by our ears and say, well, it's not really my problem. I don't really want to make a statement, this, that, and the other. But we're all affected by this, because we've all got children. We've all got grandchildren. So when our children are affected by drugs or guns and all the rest, it might not happen now. But my son's 22. I've got a 36-year-old. I've got a 34-year-old. I've got a 16-year-old grandson. So, but you guys, at the end, at any point, my grandson is out there. At any point, he could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I could be saying, please, guys, send this message out, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. So I do think that we need to be less coward, and we need to, as DJ Smiley said, there are screens, we can give anonymous tips, but we need to cleave together as a community, because this thing is really, really rife. And because we're saying, oh, well, it's not my son, it's not my grandson, it's difficult,
Yeah, it's very difficult, and
it's very difficult.
You're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah, very true. Spot on, Colour Queen. Totally agree. So I wanted to just give our condolences out as usual, as our weekly condolence. So that's the first one. And the other one relates to an American, well known in the American filming industry. His name was Anthony Todd, or Tony Todd, but his real name is Anthony Todd. He passed away at 69. Some people might not even know him as Anthony Todd, but when you back in the day, this is for the elders of our community and our radio listeners. If I mention to you Candyman, the actor who played Candyman, and you call his name 3 times in the mirror, and he appears behind you, bees, the murderous film, that was the actor, Anthony Todd. He passed away at 69.
That's a young age, isn't it?
It is. It is a young age.
69. If someone's 80 and what's his name? The other actor was 91.
Yeah.
The bank one, isn't it? Jones.
L. Jones, yeah.
Like, what about him? Did well, and the guy, the politician guy. Again, he was up there in years as well. They did what, but 69. It's it's still young, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So condolences. He leaves a wife and 2 children, I believe. Yeah.
Candyman film series, 1992 to 2021. That ran for practically 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. You know,
And
the
up to
Final
today, I don't even say
Destination.
Candyman 3 times. That was one of the worst films I watched. A nightmare of a
That was,
film.
yeah, you watch one, the Candyman.
Yeah, geez,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not.
even go in the mirror and say his name.
Yeah, I'm not into horror at all because I don't think. Why would you watch something that's gonna scare the wits out of you? I don't get it.
Geez whiz, that frightened me, boy. It was a brilliant film. I mean, now I say his name 3 times.
You see it there? I
Yeah,
mean, from the days of Freddy Krueger and all them things, I'm like, nah.
yeah. Candyman. So yeah, so I thought we'll do a shout out for condolences to him. Yeah, Elaine scared the hell out of me too. Yeah.
Yeah, she never watched it again. Look,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
poor fella, 69.
yeah,
He's been
69.
active. He's been an actor for what, 44 years. So acting
Yeah,
was what he do. Had 2 children, and yeah,
yeah,
there you are. November
sad.
6th was the date of his
Yeah,
death. Which
yeah,
a week or so
yeah.
ago. Poor fella. And
So,
you know, we're all gonna get there some point, but do what you can before you do. Leave a legacy behind you. He's got a lot. Looking here on Wikipedia, there's a lot to be said for him. To be fair,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well liked, well known, well liked.
yeah.
Yeah,
Played in several different movies, and he was in Platoon as well.
yeah,
Night of the Living Dead, The Crow, The Rock, which Frankenstein. He was in a ton of movies, you know.
yeah.
So yeah, and look, he's got a lots to talk about from his career, which
Yeah,
he leaves behind family and children and all the rest, which just amazing, isn't it?
yeah. Amazing, amazing man.
We're
So
at that time
yes,
again already. No way, it's not
yeah,
break. 69. Oh yeah, 69 is no age. You're
69.
quite right. It's
Yeah,
break time again. We just started
69.
talking. It's not break
Mm.
time again, is it?
No, no, we still got time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Oh,
yeah, we're all right. Yeah,
okay. Yeah. So go on, Todd.
yeah. So yeah. So that's the 2 condolences that we'll bring to the forefront today for the community. The congrats side of things.
Mm,
What I was going to say on the congrats side, a quick one, is Jamaica. I
wow.
didn't bring it to you. I just found out the news just the other day that Jamaica celebrates record-breaking visitors to the island, especially from the UK.
Wow. And what's the reason for that?
Well, they're saying that because they've now they put on, because with Jamaica years ago, it used to be because of guns and fights and drugs and this, but now it's the nice clear beaches that they've got now. Um,
Owned
well,
by who though?
well, it's by the the tourist, the
Jam-
tourist, the Jamaican Tourist Board and the English Tourist Board agreed that, and when they did the figures, it was Jamaica that outstood from everybody else. A lot of the English travelers went to Jamaica for a holiday, saying,
Wow.
and they're saying that the hotel's excellent, the beaches are excellent, the food, the
Good
the
feedback.
the resident, the community where they've been and stayed. So they've been, yeah. So, and this is only between January of last year and
Yeah.
June of this year. Sorry, January of this year up to June. They
Wow.
have been the highest number.
Wow.
So they've got record-breaking visitors to
And
Jamaica.
remember, these things, as we go to break, these things are all down to marketing. So there must be something different going on with regard to marketing, how they're promoting Jamaica, or there's a change in the, I know, could be policy, I don't know, who knows, but well done to Jamaica for big
Yeah,
up Jamaica. You're doing well. You're doing well.
yeah.
Champs and Giggles will be back
Your #1 station
after
is
these
always
words.
blazing the hottest dancehall joints. Now here's another monster hit.
You want a proper fix? Call me. You want to get your kicks? Call me. You want your cheese sticks? Call me. Me have the remix? Call me. From the other day, like I play some boy I play. Me hear the girls calling, hear the girls bawling, hear the girls crying out. She said, "Baby,
I wanna do the wickedest slang. I need a 1, 2, 3, how I'm mad. I wanna do who time it to the fan. I got back and conquer his biz like a man. I wanna do the wickedest slang. I need a 1, 2, 3, how I'm mad. I wanna do who would do me in his van. I got back and conquer his biz like a man.
mine. I know it's been a while, but baby, never mind. Cause tonight, me I give you the whole nine, yo. Satisfaction, a every girl dream. Me love to put it on, make them girl and scream. Well, me get a call from sexy Maxine. She never met it from me inside machine. She said, Beanie,